Oh hey, what's up everyone? Glad to have you back for another episode. You saw in the last one, over 20,000 of you saw in the first day that I moved into a campground with my girlfriend Amanda. So living in a campground was never the goal when I built this truck. I love off-roading and I really love anything with wheels and tires, and specifically mud terrains, and a big part of that is tire pressure. I run 40-inch tires on my Jeep Gladiator. I've got a 27.5-inch rear wheel on my mountain bike and a 29-inch front wheel, and I've got an 11.5-inch wheel on my one wheel. Wait, I got a one wheel? More on that later. So even if I'm not camping at new spots every day, the one common theme with me being down to mob is tires. And the thing that all those need is to be at the right pressure. So we're gonna test out the Lasfit Air battery powered air compressor. This thing boosts out 150 PSI. Check it out, brand new. Off of this little package, we can pump up our tires. So we're gonna test it on my 40-inch tires. I don't know if it'll be able to work on those. These things are huge, but this one's a little bit low. So we're gonna just see if we can boost the pressure in that. And then we'll also test it on the one wheel and the mountain bike. This will be a great thing to have on the road for quick airing up and down. Look at that. All right, we got to charge it up. Let's charge this thing up. Nice carrying case that fits everything in it real good. Hoses here. All right, we got this thing charging up off of our truck camper. Bison Overland truck camper, because I live in it. It's my home. It charges everything. A big way that I'm always gonna keep mobbing is mountain bikes, one wheels. I might get a side-by-side in the future. I love mobbing with four wheels. And like I said, all of these things have tires in common. It's valuable to air down because the traction patch of your tire gets wider and longer. Really the two reasons. You get a lot more traction and you can your tires can act as more suspension. Same goes on the one wheel. You can run 17 PSI to 20 PSI, and the lower PSI is gonna give you a lot softer ride, act a little bit more like suspension. But for example, on the one wheel, it actually gives you less range because you're pulling more power. And one would argue it puts more strain on the drivetrain. It does that on a 4x4 vehicle. So when I have my tires down at 5 PSI, for example, on this Gladiator being as heavy as it is, that's a lot of strain on the drivetrain. So I want to be really careful of how I drive. And then same goes with the mountain bike. The right pressure is really important there. You don't want it to be too hard because your tire's not going to give and you're not going to get nearly as much traction. But if it's too soft, you can be hitting into the rim and damaging the rim, and the tire can come off, things like that. So I'm stoked to have this Lasfit Air compressor here as just a portable solution to keep those pressures right where they need to be. It puts out 150 PSI. This thing could pump up inflatable paddle boards. It'd be sweet. All right, this thing hasn't been charging very long. It's only halfway, but I want to see how it works. I'm a little too anxious. So we're gonna go see how to pump up my tires. Turn it on. Oh, we got 3/4 battery already. Sweet. Looks like we just go ahead and insert that into there and twist. Wow, look at that. No way. Wow, this thing rips. Sweet. All right, let's just put the other nozzle end on, the Schrader valve. This is really cool. I had no idea you could put 150 PSI out of a tiny little compressor like this. All right, so yeah, I know this tire is a little bit low just from looking at it. So let's see what the pressure's at right now.
13 PSI. 13 PSI.
This guy says 13 PSI, so that's not enough. So let's see. This thing, you can actually set the pressure to. Look at this. No way. That's so rad. All right, we'll set it to 30, and we got 3/4 battery. Let's see if we can pull this off with this huge 40. This is honestly really cool to me, and if it works on this and can even get it up to 30 with 3/4 battery, or even close to that, to be honest, it's gonna be a win. This is a massive tire, and this compressor was not built for this tire. So this is 16.5 PSI. This thing's not even hot. Look at that, 17. Still got half the battery. I think we might make it to 30. We might actually make it to 30. 29.5. Oh, it just shut off right at 29.5. It's just tipping over. And like I said, I didn't even have this thing at 3/4 charge. If it was at a full charge, it easily would have gotten it to 30 and had another 1/4 of a battery to spare. I would absolutely call this test a win, and I am thoroughly impressed that this Lasfit Air portable compressor, this tiny little thing, can completely air up a 40-inch tire from 13 PSI up to 30. Wow. I didn't think it would do it, to be honest with you. I almost didn't want to film it because I didn't think it was going to do it, and it did it, and that's so cool. Wow. Another thing I like about this little unit, it's got this little storage compartment, and you're like, wonder, oh, what's that for? Your little air fittings and attachments. You can store them in there, right? How neat is that? All right, we got that thing charged up a little bit more. It can't be full yet though. I didn't give it that much time. Yeah, it's about halfway. So we're really torture testing it. But I gotta pump up the Onewheel. I let a little bit too much air out of the tire when I was trying to drop it from 18 to 17. And yeah, it's here charging in the truck. But yeah, this one little valve stem over here.
PSI.
So it's 13.5. So we'll power this thing up. We want it at like 17. Boom, right there, 17. Started up. So let's see how quick we'll get it to 17. Wow, so fast. Watch this. 16, 17. Are you serious? That's amazing. That got, I know it's a small tire, but that got there in no time. Let's go see it on the mountain bike tire. So I love riding mountain bikes. Super stoked to have my new mountain bike dialed in, and stoked to have this Lasfit Air compressor. It even comes with a Presta valve adapter, so we can use it to pump up the mountain bike tires too. Now we're gonna go in the back of this thing, take our little Presta Schrader valve adapter out, put it right here. Maybe 30. Approaching 30 PSI. This thing's so convenient. Okay, we're at 30. And our tires super pumped up. So that's the trail we came from. We're out riding our first trail in Pennsylvania, and it doesn't look like it's been ridden in a long time. It's a black diamond going that way. It looks like it just starts to go downhill. But yeah, I'm definitely out here in the woods, and I would never be here without Trail Forks, a little app, mapping app. But yeah, it looks like I could start up there and maybe bomb through this, and then kind of jump up on there. And yeah, it looks like some fun technical rock stuff for sure. Wow. Holy cow. Holy cow. Yeah, this looks techy as all hell. So that'll be fun. I look forward to doing a lot more mountain biking and one wheeling and being able to keep my tire pressure right where I want it with that Lasfit Air Portable Compressor. So check the link below if you're in need of a portable compressor like that. Purchase through the link below, help support the channel. Thank you guys for watching this video today. I really hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for following my journey living full-time on the road. Comment what you think. Check out my Patreon if you're looking for exclusive weekly updates that are more up to date, and also just a little more intimate details about my life, as well as exclusive content on there, access to exclusive merchandise, my private camp spot map, and you can connect one-on-one with me. I can help build your dream overland vehicle, all sorts of stuff. Really cool on Patreon. So check out patreon.com/downtomob. Thanks to all my new patrons for the month. Jason, Jerry, Peter, Brian, and Mike, who I went on the West Virginia trip with, and that footage is coming up. Super stoked to show you guys that. Ricky and Amanda, appreciate you guys so much for joining as patrons, and thank you to the rest of my patrons who've been there from the start. Alan, we've been chatting a lot on Patreon, and we'll catch you on the next one. The only question is, are you down to mob?